All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating approach to a very modern problem: how exactly to build a YouTube channel in 2026. You see, the source material we're analyzing today flips the script a bit. Instead of telling you to just focus entirely on your content, it suggests that your success actually relies heavily on your back-end setup. So let's pull back the curtain and see exactly what it takes to align with the modern algorithm.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? Have you ever asked yourself this exact question? It is literally the ultimate frustration. You pour your heart and soul into researching, filming, and editing this absolutely fantastic piece of content. You finally hit upload, you're expecting the world to see it, and crickets. Just zero views. Now, our natural reaction is to think, well, my content just isn't good enough. But what if it's not a content problem at all? More often than not, it's actually a back-end setup problem. Your channel simply isn't configured in a way that lets the algorithm trust you enough to push your impressions out there. So, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the zero views trap, then move into building our foundation with a new Gmail. After that, we'll uncover the hidden viral settings, go through unlocking advanced features, and finally, look at the results of the ultimate channel test. Okay, let's kick things off with section 1, the zero views trap. Let's figure out why those views are staying at zero. Think about this for a second. Just 4 uploads a month, hitting 100,000 views each, can actually generate more income than a stable government job. It's totally wild, and honestly, it's no wonder so many people are drawn to the platform. YouTube doesn't just give you money, it gives you a whole business and an identity. But the source material outlines a pretty massive catch here. If you don't create your channel using the exact right sequence of steps, the algorithm essentially ghost bans you right out of the gate. It literally won't matter if your video is Oscar-worthy, the system just will not push your impressions to real viewers. And boom, you fall straight into the zero views trap. So how do we avoid that? That brings us to section 2, foundation, a new Gmail. We need to start with a totally clean slate. Now listen, you don't need a fancy laptop to do this. Your smartphone works perfectly fine, but you absolutely do need a brand new Gmail account. You might be wondering, why can't I just use my old one? Well, old accounts carry all this scattered data and security baggage from years of random logins across countless websites. A fresh Gmail, on the other hand, gives you a clean slate. And the source data shows us that the 2026 algorithm heavily favors and supports newly created channels that are tied to fresh accounts. It's basically the ultimate clean start. Okay, so when you're setting up this new account on your phone, you're going to hit a crossroads. It'll ask if this is for my personal use or for work or my business. Now, this is super important. You want to confidently choose personal use. I know, it sounds a bit counterintuitive if your goal is to make money and build a business, right? But the source explains that brand accounts are strictly engineered for massive corporate entities. We're talking giant machines like T-Series, Netflix, or NDTV. Since you are an individual creator, personal use is exactly what the system needs to see to categorize your account correctly. Once you've selected personal use, there are 3 unbreakable rules you need to follow. First up, use your actual, real, legal name here. Don't worry, we'll name the actual channel later. Second, and please pay attention because this is absolutely massive, you must enter a date of birth that makes you 18 or older. If you put in an under 18 birth date, the platform will instantly restrict your audience, shove you into the kids' content algorithm, and completely kill your broader video impressions. If you happen to be under 18 right now, just use a parent's date of birth. And finally, create a genuinely strong password. Seriously, no 1234 or your cell phone number. You want to lock down and protect this digital real estate from day one. All right, let's move into section 3, the hidden viral settings. This is where we build the algorithm's architecture. To access these hidden gears, you can't just use the regular app. You need to open the Google Chrome app on your phone, tap the menu, and specifically request the desktop site. Then you've got to type the URL exactly as studio.youtube.com. Whatever you do not just tap on the Google search suggestions. If you have even one tiny typo or let Google redirect you, you'll just end up back in the basic app and the whole setup breaks down. Typing that exact URL is what forces your phone to open the back-end Creator Studio exactly as it would look on a giant desktop computer. Once you're inside the Creator Studio settings, you are going to look for a box labeled Keywords. Think of this as your secret recipe for instant searchability. Here's what the source recommends. First, put in 5 variations of your channel name. And yes, absolutely include common typos.
because if a viewer spells your name wrong, you still want to be the very first thing that pops up. Next, you want to add 5 broad niche keywords. So let's say you're in the finance niche, you'd want tags like make money online or business tips. Basically, you're spoon-feeding the algorithm exactly who to serve your content to, way before you ever even upload a single video. Right next to your keywords, you'll see the Advanced Settings tab. This is where you have to make your audience declaration. Listen, unless you are strictly making nursery rhymes or content built specifically for toddlers, you absolutely must select no, set this channel as not made for kids. This is an essential signal. It explicitly tells the algorithm, hey, push my content out to the widest possible general audience. It frees you from some incredibly strict child content limitations and, crucially, it allows you to actually run personalized ads later on.
Oh, and here is a super clever little advanced tip found right in the upload default section. By default, the system shows your like count to everyone in the world, but you actually might want to uncheck the box that says show how many viewers like this video. Why would you do that? Well, human psychology is kind of funny. When you have a brand new channel, your first few videos might naturally only get 1 or 2 likes. People might see that low number and subconsciously assume the video just isn't worth their time. So hiding those likes initially protects your channel from looking unpopular, and it really helps you quietly build trust with those crucial first few viewers. Moving right along to Section 4, Unlocking Advanced Features. Let's talk about passing those security gates. In the Feature Eligibility tab, you're going to see something called Intermediate Features. To unlock this one, all you have to do is enter your phone number and type in the verification code they text you. Now, I know some folks get a little hesitant about privacy here, but let me reassure you, giving them your phone number isn't some huge hacking risk. It's just an industry-standard way to prove you're a real, living, breathing human and not some annoying spam bot. And the best part? Passing this gate instantly unlocks your ability to upload custom thumbnails and post videos that are longer than 15 minutes. Now for the final gate, Advanced Features. When you click to access this, choose the video verification option. The system will email a secure link straight to your phone. When you open it, you'll be asked to record a really quick 6-second scan of your face, just looking left, right, and up. A quick pro tip from the source here: to make sure the automated system doesn't reject your scan, definitely make sure you have a clean, uncluttered background and some decent lighting so your face is super clear. Once they approve it, this completely removes all upload limits and makes your channel 100% legitimate in the eyes of the algorithm. Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, the Ultimate Channel Test. The big question, does all of this actually work? All right, you've done the work, but hold on. Patience is a virtue here. After you do that face scan, it usually takes about 4 to 8 hours for the system to actually enable those advanced features. But even once all the lights are green, do not upload your video immediately. You need to let the channel rest for a full day. You're giving the back-end systems time to properly index those new keywords we set up and really cement your channel's identity. Then, and only then, on day 2, are you finally ready to upload your very first highly engaging short. So does this specific setup playbook actually yield results? Well, the source material set up a strict baseline to test it out. They created a brand new channel using these exact steps, and they did it in the finance niche. If you know anything about that category, you know it's notoriously tough, with a very specific, smaller audience. The goal they set was this: if this very first short could hit 1,000 views, it would definitively prove that the back-end setup worked and that the algorithm was actively, aggressively pushing the content. So, what actually happened? Well, check this out. That very first test short, uploaded to a channel with literally 0 subscribers, didn't just hit that 1,000 view mark. It skyrocketed past 4,000 views almost instantly. I mean, really think about that. Over 4,000 highly targeted views in a ridiculously difficult niche, all on day 1. It's undeniable, tangible proof that setting up your foundation correctly isn't just some boring technicality. It is the literal trigger that wakes up the algorithm and forces it to test your content with a real audience. And that wraps up our explainer for today. The blueprint for escaping that brutal 0 views trap isn't really about tricking or gaming the system. It's about speaking the algorithm's native language through precise back-end architecture. And honestly, it leaves us with a really fascinating question to ponder. In our modern digital age, how much of our success actually relies on the beautiful art we create versus how well we categorize ourselves for the machines that are watching us?